The Galactic Academy floated in the void between stars, a massive structure that housed the brightest young minds from 47 different species. Among the corridors of crystalline walls and gravity-adjusted chambers, humans were still the newcomers, the strange bipeds from Sol 3 who had only joined the interstellar community 3 years prior. Maya. Chen walked through the central atrium with her datapad clutched against her chest, her dark eyes scanning the holographic star charts projected above. She was small by human standards, barely 5'3" with long black hair tied in a practical ponytail. To the other species at the academy, she appeared almost fragile, a perception that had caused her endless trouble since her arrival. "Move aside, dirt dweller," a guttural voice rumbled behind her. Maya's shoulders tensed. She recognized that voice. Krathul, a Vorgathi student who stood nearly 8 feet tall with forearms and chitinous armor plating that covered his reptilian body. He had made it his personal mission to remind the humans that they were at the bottom of the Academy's social hierarchy. "The corridor is wide enough for both of us." "Krathul," Maya said evenly, continuing to walk. A massive clawed hand suddenly gripped her shoulder, spinning her around with enough force to make her stumble. Her datapad clattered to the floor. "When a Vorgathi speaks, a human obeys," Krathul hissed, his mandibles clicking with amusement. His 3 companions, 2 more Vorgathi and a Skelian with 6 crystalline eyes, formed a semicircle behind him, blocking any escape route. Maya's jaw tightened. "Let go of me." Instead, Krathul's grip intensified, his claws digging through her uniform. "Or what, little human? Will you cry? Will you run to the instructors like you always?" What happened in the next 10 seconds would be analyzed, discussed, and replayed across the Academy's networks for months to come. Maya's hand shot up, not in fear but with calculated precision. Her fingers found the soft joint where Krathul's shoulder plate connected to his arm. She pressed hard, a technique that would barely affect a human but caused the Vorgathi's entire nervous cluster to spasm. His grip released involuntarily. In the same fluid motion, Maya dropped her weight, pivoted, and swept her leg behind Krathul's forward stance. For a creature that weighed nearly 400 pounds, the 8-foot alien fell with surprising speed. But Maya wasn't finished. As Krathul crashed onto his back, the air whooshing from his lungs, Maya's training, hours spent in Earth's dojos, years of discipline her grandmother had insisted upon, took over. She moved with a speed that shocked the onlookers. Her knee found his primary chest plate, and her forearm pressed against his throat with precisely measured pressure. Not enough to harm, but enough to promise she could. "Lesson 1, Maya said, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "Humans evolved on a death world. Do you know what that means?" Krathul's eyes widened, his mandibles clicking in distress. "It means our planet tried to kill us every single day. Predators, diseases, weather that could freeze or boil us. We didn't develop armor or claws. We developed something better. We learned to think, to adapt, and to never ever give up." The crowd that had gathered gasped. Nobody touched a Vorgathi warrior like this. Nobody survived the attempt. "Lesson 2, Maya continued. "You outweigh me by 250 pounds. You have 4 arms to my 2. You have natural armor. But you know what you don't have?" She leaned closer. "You've never had to fight for your survival. Your species reached the stars because you were apex predators on your world. Humans reached the stars despite being prey." "Maya!" A familiar voice cut through the tension. Ryan Torres pushed through the crowd, his muscular frame moving with the controlled urgency of someone trying to prevent a disaster. He was Maya's closest friend at the Academy, a former Marine who had transferred to the diplomatic corps. His presence made several aliens step back nervously. "Ryan, I'm fine," Maya said without taking her eyes off Krathul. "I can see that," Ryan replied, a hint of pride in his voice. "But maybe let him up before you start an interspecies incident." Maya held her position for 1 more second, long enough to make her point, then smoothly released Krathul and stood. She extended her hand to help him up. The Vorgathi stared at her hand as if it were a venomous snake. "Honor says you fought well," Maya said quietly. "Honor also says we don't have to be enemies." Slowly, reluctantly, Krathul accepted her hand. As Maya helped him to his feet, an absurd image given their size difference, something shifted in his expression. "How?" he rasped. "How does something so small fight like that?" Maya finished. She bent down to retrieve her datapad. "Because being small means I had to learn. Being weak means I had to get smart. Being prey means I learned to become a predator when necessary. Ryan handed Maya her datapad, then turned to address the crowd. Anyone else need a reminder that humans didn't get into the Galactic Academy by accident? We're here because we survived everything our world threw at us. We're here because when the universe said you can't, we said watch us. The crowd began to disperse, murmuring in their various languages. Krathul remained standing where he was, his three companions uncertain whether to support him or flee. Your world, Krathul finally said. It truly tried to kill you. Maya smiled, but there was no humor in it. Every day. Gravity that crushed our spines. Diseases that evolved as fast as we did. Predators with better weapons than us. Weather that could kill in minutes. And you know what? We won. We always find a way to win. That evening, in the Academy's recreation center, Ryan found Maya in the martial arts training room, practicing forms with focused intensity. You know that's going to spread across the entire Academy by morning, Ryan said, leaning against the doorframe. Maya completed her kata before responding. Good. Maybe Krathul will think twice before bullying someone else. He requested a formal honor match with you. Full Vorgathi combat protocols. Maya's eyes widened. What? He says you've earned the right to face him as a warrior, not as prey. Ryan grinned. Maya, you just did what every human at this academy dreams about. You showed them that we belong here. Maya sat down on the mat, suddenly exhausted. I didn't want to hurt him, Ryan. I just wanted him to stop. I know. That's what makes it even more impressive. Ryan joined her on the mat. You showed strength and restraint. That's very human. Through the viewport, the stars wheeled slowly, countless worlds spinning in the cosmic dark. Somewhere out there, humanity's homeworld continued its violent dance, forging the next generation of survivors who would reach for the stars. In 10 seconds, Maya had reminded the galaxy of something important. Humans might be newcomers, might be small and soft and seemingly fragile, but they came from Earth, a world that had spent millions of years trying to kill them, and they were still here.